Hi, my name is Eric, and I thought today we would talk about signs of what signs are out there if you are truly depressed. Now, a lot of people say, "Well, I'm depressed," when in actuality they're sad, grieving. People say, "Well, I'm just very depressed over the whole thing," and it's a form of being depressed, but it's more of your sadness and your grieving, you know, and that in itself is different than being depressed. See, clinical depression is when everything can be going right in your life, and you still feel like crap. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop constantly. We're our own worst enemies. We tell ourselves how terrible we are. And why would anyone want to be our friends? And as it progresses and it gets worse, I think the worst of it for me was just trying to get out of bed in the morning. It took every bit of will to try to get up and out of bed because you just wanted to cover your head and just not deal with anything more. You become overwhelmed, and you start developing other traits too. If you're clinically depressed, I did anyways. I started coming up with like OCD crap of where I would constantly have to recheck and recheck and recheck, even though I knew it was the way it should be. I had to recheck it. You become heavily reliant on the loved ones around you, and a lot of times they don't understand what and why you're feeling the way you are, and there aren't words to express it to someone that's never felt it before. I mean, I don't want to take away from the spouses and loved ones, because I think for the most part they go through it worse than we do. I mean, we're dealing with just ourselves. They're trying to deal with everything and trying to figure out why their husband, wife, father, mother is going through this. They don't understand it. And the first thing they do is they start trying to read up on it. And there's so many different signs of depression that, it can be misdiagnosed when someone isn't truly depressed. So, what can you do about it? Well, give yourself a break from yourself, right? Because we are beating ourselves up 24/7. So, the first thing I would say is give yourself a break, take a time out. If you're not in treatment, I would highly recommend that you get your ass there, get your ass in, and take it very seriously, because this is your life. And if gone unchecked, we're going to end up losing you, right? So if we can nip it in the bud now before it becomes a tragedy, another loss of life. I know what you're thinking. Been there, done that. Wore the t-shirt, got rid of the t-shirt. I'm what you see on the other side. what helped me get to that point and to the other side may be totally different for how you're going to do it. There is no right and wrong way. As long as the main theme is trying to get ourselves better. And sometimes just expressing it to somebody that you trust and having them facilitate and help you get an appointment to get in to see a therapist. Because the therapist first will try to break it down before you get to the psychiatrist. The therapist's job is to find out where you're at now, disseminate and see what is really going on with you. If it's things in your life that have become overwhelming, or is it, just that you're off the deep end for no reason? See, now, if you have chronic depression, medication is the only way you're going to get relief. If you're sad about a relationship, breakup, fights with family, you're not happy with your job, you're not happy where you are in life, and so forth, a therapist can help you sort that out. So either way, it's a win-win for you by seeing a therapist. A lot of people won't go because of the stigma. And I'm saying, F the stigma. You are worth it. You can't do this by yourself. You need somebody in the mental health field to help you get past it. Now, a therapist, may want to do a couple sessions with you. That's common, to get a better read on you. And they may give you things to do and to think about. But if he or she decides that you have a true mental health issue, that is a true mental health diagnosis, at that point, then you will get set up to see the psychiatrist. Not before, not that, and not after. And then even when you do see the psychiatrist, most of them will want it. They'll ask you a number of questions to see what's going on with you. Now, I've seen a number of therapists and a number of psychiatrists over the years. I've met some good ones and some bad ones. And it still makes me laugh to this day that the best psychiatrist that I ever had was very narcissistic and egotistical. But they knew medications, they knew combination medications, and they knew what worked and what didn't work. Their bedside manner sucked, because it's like, I don't care if you do it or not. And the one psychiatrist helped me the best, he was so focused on the Mars trips and stuff like that, that would take up most of our sessions. Him and I would just shoot the crap about that. But we could do that because he was listening to me as well. But I spent years in treatment and seriously got nowhere. Years. Until I met him. And he was the first one that just straight up hit me. He said, if you want to get better, I can help you get better. But if you're not wanting to get better and you're accepting the way it is, then don't waste my time. And I told him, I said, I want to feel better. I said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. He pulled me off a lot of the meds that I was on from a different psychiatrist. He stripped me of a lot of them. He said, you don't need them. He took me down to the bare bones and said, this is how we're going to do it. You're going to check in with me once a week and let me know, is it doing anything good, anything bad, any changes, whatever? Write them down, let me know. And if I started to see a change towards the positive, he would tweak that up. If it started going the other way, he would cut her down to the point of where he finally found the right combination that has worked for me for over 20 years. Egotistical, narcissistic, yes, but I can't thank that man enough. So if you get a psychiatrist and they're not asking you the right questions, maybe it's time for you to ask them the right questions. And that is, can you help me get better? What do I need to do? And I'm willing to do anything at this point to feel better. So for today, just give yourself a break, you know, a break from yourself. There is hope. Meds do help. Finding the right therapist and the right psychiatrist helps. And we all feel you're worth it. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for me. If you can't do it for me, do it for your kids if you have kids. Do it for that someone important in your life. So on that note, if you like the content that we're pushing out here, if you could like and subscribe, that would be wonderful. I appreciate all you. I love all of you. And other than that, you guys have a great day. Get in to see that therapist if you're the person that I'm talking to. All right.